Hello for the first time or welcome back, whichever one applies to you. That's the intro that I want you to use for this video. Now we are back with DC, but this is Knightfight number 2 because what happened to Batman? Where is he? This issue is called Under the Red Hood. Let's just jump into it. This starts off with Batman saying, there was a time when I thought that Gotham was mine, but he learned better. I learned that it isn't mine, it's for everyone. And the mother box is speaking to him. It's telling him that the reality that he's in is real, but he's not really paying attention to it. The reason why he's not paying attention to this part of the mother box telling him that this reality is real is because he's listening to Dick's heartbeat. He's listening to it and he understands something. He knows that this isn't real because of a very Batman shenanigan thing, but for, whatever reason, it's still functional and it's fun. Your heart gave you away, Dick. It doesn't match your age. I know what being Batman does to our bodies. In the heartbeat, I heard it just wasn't yours. This world is a lie. And that's when Dick says, let's go, Bruce. You have to trust me. We have to go home. And Bruce is saying here, I died in the tournament. The Joker killed me. But I tried to escape and the heart didn't like that. So it made this world for me. And then that's when Dick is saying, you know what? I tried to save you, but after what you did to my 3 brothers, I can't do it anymore. And all this time, the Robins are sneaking back up on Batman. And he's saying to them, my Robins are everywhere. You're never going to be able to escape. And then that's when Batman says, that was the other tell. The real Dick would never make Robins fight for him. And I know because I trained my Robins and my Robins could kick your Robins' ass. And that's what made him really, really mad. And that's when Dick says, Robins fly. And Bruce just starts putting belt to ass on all these Robins. And he's like, they're weak. Did you train these guys? They're not very good. They're all soft. And that's when Dick is pissed and he goes, this fight is mine. And again, it is a knockdown, drag out fight. And he talks about how fluid Dick is and how good of a fighter he is and how he knew that from the moment he started to train him that he would always surpass him. And he finally is back on the ground. He says, it's over. I am a better Batman. And he says, you know what? I was wrong. I killed them. I knew what I was doing. Dick, I need your help. And he puts his arm out. He goes to grab his hand. He says, once the venom wears off, you'll learn to love this world. And he goes, thanks, Batman, for being something I could never be. Such a trusting bitch. He didn't really call him that name, but he hit him and he said, I know what I need to do, not hold back. And the moment that he's about to strike the final blow, everything glitches out. He's immediately shocked and then he's brought into this black and white and red world with a Red Hood version of Batman, and he's in jail. And Bruce says to him, this isn't real. And that's when Red Hood, Batman says, which lies at this time? Are you trapped in the dark multiverse? You had the powers of Superman? Because remember when that happened, you were buff, you carried a big axe, which is a funny nod to Absolute Batman. And he says, no. The heart played its hand and I'm not falling for it again. And he goes, oh, that old nugget, the Heart of Apocalypse thing. And Jason says, it's not a day goes by that I don't think about our family. And he takes his helmet off. And then that's when Bruce says to Jason, you need to listen to me. And he goes, here's the thing, Bruce. You and I both know you're not really Batman. Isn't that right? CLAYFACE. Because in this world, Bruce isn't just a crazy version of Bruce. They think he's CLAYFACE. And that's when Bruce starts to break out of his restraints and he's like, no, I'm not CLAYFACE. You have to believe me. And Bruce starts screaming just into the ether. Heart of Apocalypse, is this what you want? Which, if you're not trying to seem crazy, maybe don't just scream into the ether. And as he's about to explain further what is going on, Jason just tells him to shut up. And he's about to start shooting at him and Batman just says, fight me! And again, another knockdown, drag out fight in which Batman starts to get the upper hand and he's able to kick Jason into a wall. Jason, I'm sorry. And then he slams the gate behind him and he goes, you can't run. There is no escape. And he's running up the stairs because he's pretty sure he's in Arkham right now. So he's running up the stairs. He's trying to get to the roof. He's trying to get to the roof. He's trying to get to the roof and he goes outside and everything is red. But also there's something odd. It's silent. It's there's nothing, no noise, no sound, and there's no ska. And then that's when Red Hood appears behind him. He says, "You're getting it now, Basil. You're remembering the truth. You thought you were escaping Arkham. Gotham is Arkham now." And he's saying, "Batman always thought that I leaned into the violence or killing, and that was his nightmare for me. But I gave that up. The thing I learned from Bruce is how to be alone, to save Gotham alone." And he says, "What happened?" And he goes, "Joker, the last big joke of all." And Joker released a toxin inside of Gotham that the only thing that they could do was literally drop a dome on it. And the only person that's been inside patrolling and making sure that everything stays safe is Red Hood Batman by himself for over 20 years. And Batman is losing it. He's like, "This is a game. This is a game. This is all a game." And then he realizes something. And Red Hood Batman is saying, "You need to accept it, Basil. I am Batman. You're not." And he goes, "You know what? Fine. If the heart wants me to believe that I'm Clayface, then I'll play." And he manifests himself as Clayface Batman fighting. So next month, the fight continues with Batman versus Red Hood and Clayface. So I guess at this point, because it is a fourth dimensional thing that is just controlling every bit of reality, if Batman believes enough, he can also affect that reality. Wild. But if you guys enjoyed that, I will be covering the next one, so I will see you in the next one. But until then, go drink some water, go do something kind, and I'll see you next time. Peace.